If a hiker falls in the woods and no one was around to see it, did it ever actually happen? It did if you posted on YouTube.
My next adventure brings me to Uwharrie National Forest. I had hoped for a break in the weather, but nature makes the rules out in the backcountry. I took a fall, hurt my knee, soaked my shoes, and got in my head.
This was just a bad day. I think I'm in a bad headspace.
I did get to see some pretty cool things, but follow along for this dumpster fire of a trip.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I got out of work a little bit early and I decided to take a trip somewhere new. This is a pretty cool spot. It's honestly not very far away from where I live, so I figure I ought to come out here and explore a little bit, even if it's a short trip, short overnight. I planned a 5-mile hike in, and I'll make that back out tomorrow. Hopefully there's not a ton of road noise. I just left the trailhead, or at least the access point, I guess you could call it, but I'm in the Uwharrie National Forest. So I've never been here before. Weather is a little bit worse than expected. Weather called for partly cloudy the last few days. Temperatures in the 60s. And, well, they kind of lied to us. Pretty much rained all day. Everything's all wet, mucky. So, it rained all day. Supposed to have some spotty showers. It's about 10 degrees colder than the weather called for. It's 54 degrees right now. But the nighttime temps aren't supposed to be terribly cold, around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so should be a good time. I'll check in with y'all in a little bit.
Hidden in the heart of North Carolina lies the Uwharrie National Forest. While it might look like a peaceful expanse of rolling hills and dense woods today, this ancient land holds far more history than most people realize. For over 10,000 years, indigenous peoples like the Sapani and Tutelo walked these lands, their oral traditions filled with tales of forest giants and unseen forces. They understood the power of the wilderness. Then came the European settlers, and with them a different kind of fever: gold. The Uwharries were the site of America's first gold rush in 1799. Old mines still dot the landscape, some say haunted by restless spirits of prospectors who never found their fortune, or met an untimely end in the dark tunnels beneath the earth. Beyond Bigfoot, and just a stone's throw away from the Devil's Tramping Ground, campers have reported ghostly apparitions, vanishing cars on foggy roads, and unexplained lights in the forest at night. The Uwharrie seem to be a place where the veil between our world and something ancient, something primal, is thin. Whether it's the spirits of the past or creatures lurking in the shadows, one thing is clear: the Uwharrie National Forest keeps its deepest, darkest secrets hidden within its timeless embrace.
Oh boy. Well, I just fell right here. I got my shoes soaking wet. And it turns out the trail just follows along the river here. So I busted my knee, but I think the only thing that's bruised is my ego. All right, well, back on the trail. And I think what caused the fall was just complacency. I was a little bit too confident and probably should have just slowed it down. I stepped on a small rock which moved, and kind of down I went. Now, not even really that far into the hike, but I got wet socks and shoes, so that kind of sucks. Anyways, I guess we'll see how quick these trail runners actually dry out, or if they really dry out at all, because it's pretty humid. I don't know what the airflow situation is going to be like at the campground or campsite. That I kind of just picked an area and was like, whoop, that's flat. So I guess we'll see. I just checked the map, and I do actually have to cross this. This looks a little bit less treacherous than the last one I did. The rocks were kind of sparsely sprinkled across the river, but this one's actually all right. You gotta watch out for the little guys because they'll roll. I guess that's something I gotta look out for in the future. Been hearing a lot about frogs in North Carolina, and there's just a ton in this area. I want to see if bunch of foamy water down there. That's kind of gross. But just basically all along this little stream, there's frogs just screaming their head off. I can't shake this feeling of that I'm passing up good camp spots, because there's a nice flat wide open camp spot right over there that I just passed. I got this here. My goal is Dutchman's Creek. It's only another half mile, which ain't too bad. Yates Place Camp is only 3/10 of a mile. I mean, I'm just kind of curious about it, see what it's about, but I don't really see anything on the map. So I think I'm just going to keep on going. Let's get to Dutchman's Creek Trail, see what that brings. If I wind up not really feeling it, I can turn around and come back. I like this camp spot because, first of all, water's not very far away, and there's a lot of really good places to hang my food for the night, which can be hard to come by. But it's starting to sprinkle, and my feet are still wet, kind of itchy, just not really used to being wet. And I've just been kind of trucking along, hearing dogs a lot, which is kind of strange, but some weird sounds out here. Frogs, dogs, all sorts of spooky stuff. So hopefully I'll get good sleep tonight. I'm very tired. And why does the inner child in me want to believe that this is quicksand? I always thought quicksand was going to be a lot bigger of a problem than it is. But hey, some guy in a national park got stuck in quicksand not too long ago. I don't know if y'all heard about that. Pretty crazy story. Anyways, I'm going to keep trucking and see what we find for a campsite. So I just came off the Uwharrie Trail. I got to the Dutchman's Creek Trail, which is yellow blazes. And man, this weather really kind of sucks. I was hoping to get some sunlight today. It's supposed to be partly cloudy, a little bit of sun. Hopefully tomorrow the partly cloudy aspect of weather holds up. Can't help but just have this like strange, ominous feeling in this weather. And hopefully I can stay out of my head tonight. This place has a pretty cool historical background, but tiny bit creepy. I have this, I don't know if I should call it a fantasy, that sounds kind of weird, of just coming across some people camping that are welcoming, like, yeah, come hang out with us. And you know, but that like never happens. Waiting to see what kind of campsite I get to. Am I supposed to cross this? Onyx says no. Huh. I mean, the blaze is right there. I don't know if I want to cross because it's getting dark. Well, it's either this or turn back and go to that nice camp spot I saw earlier, which it's probably a mile or so. Yeah, I'll probably hit that camp spot that I really liked. I'll go back over there. Kind of a bummer, and I'll definitely be hiking in the dark, so I need to get my headlamp out and my flashlight and get back there, get back to it. This is what we do. We figure it out when we're on trail, right? I guess I could have came a little bit more prepared with a better plan. My knee also hurts, which is a little bit of a bummer from that fall earlier, but it's not terrible, but definitely a little tinge of something going on. Yeah, the sun's going down. I'm gonna bust out my headlamp and hoof it. I think it was a good idea to go back uphill, back up the trail, because it is moist down here. I mean, it's only like 48 degrees right now, and I can see my breath, which means that there's just a ton of moisture in the air. Being that I'm trying a single wall tent out for the first time, being low in really humid air is probably going to be miserable. I feel like I'm going to be miserable either way. I think this trip was kind of a bad idea. Maybe I pushed it. to try and get out here without such a good plan. Getting out here with only a few hours of daylight, falling, passing up a really nice camp spot. I just can't help but to kind of beat myself up a little bit at the moment. I hate to say it, but I only got a few miles back to the car, and I think the universe is telling me that I shouldn't be out here tonight. I'm gonna listen to the signs that I've gotten and bail out. I just keep getting signs and signs and signs that, you know, just make me feel a little uncomfortable, uneasy. And I really should have planned a whole lot better. So I'm just going to take my time, hoof it back to my car. It's only 6:45, so really it's not late. I just know I'm gonna have a rough time out here. Sort of depressing getting out here being all gray and, you know, lonely. Like I said, a little bit depressing. Just not exactly the typical escape that the outdoors normally is for me. So not that I'm not enjoying myself. I mean, this is a great story and it's going to be cool to post online, but like I said a little while ago, my ego is a bit bruised. There's my Zolio message going out to Angie. So she'll know that I'm on my way back. Shout out to the Nightcore NU20 Classic. This headlamp is such a beast. And even though I'm bailing out and I'm shouting out lights, this little guy right here, I'm gonna call it Tunenge. I got sent this little flashlight, so this is my first sort of product I've ever been sent. And I've been using this guy kind of day to day, not even while I'm backpacking or camping. But it definitely holds its place. This is the S15pro. And this little guy packs a punch. This is just kind of the standard I need to see something setting, but I have it set, you double click, and it's a low light, USB rechargeable, super lightweight. Another thing that's pretty cool about it, let me turn this off, triple click it. That was definitely one, two, three. Got a red light. Of various colors too. But it's got a strobe, UV, white, warm, red. I like red. Keep it in there. That way when I use it in my tent, it's there. But I mean, this thing is pretty cool, and it weighs almost nothing. I mean, I haven't put it on a scale, but USB rechargeable. Pretty glad I have this because I'm hearing things. Not sure what's over there, but something's over there. But yeah, pretty cool little flashlight. If you guys check these out, this is the S15pro. little guy. And yeah, they're really cool. I like them. Yeah, I feel like I'm making a really good decision bailing out. I mean, I know it's not smart to be hiking in the dark, but this place is very creepy. I'm hearing all sorts of weird noises. I keep hearing what sounds like something behind me, and I keep checking. The trees are creepy. This was just a bad day. I think I'm in a bad headspace to be out here solo. And so, yeah, I am gonna very gladly get back to my car and go home and dry my feet off and get in my comfy bed with my big old cat, Kid Boy. Alright, so I'm back near the spot where I fell in the river. And while it might not have been the best idea to try and hike out after dark, I kind of see it as it is what it is. I'd rather not just hunker down and be miserable and wet and humid and be wiping the inside of my tent down all night. Plus the EBGBs that I've continued to get while I was hiking. Thought I heard some people talking off in the distance, which I mean, it very well could have. Just kind of weird. I didn't see anybody. Haven't seen anybody out here. So maybe I'm letting my mind get the best of me. And while I'm bailing out, I feel like it's ultimately the best decision. Got about 1.2 miles back to the car, and I'll see you when I get there. It is 8:30. Well, we made it back to the car. And I'm ready to go home and get comfy, take a shower. I'm glad I'm not staying out here tonight because this place was creepy as hell. And I probably need some nice ice on my knee. Before I get up out of here, I mean, they actually dried off fairly well for like the most part. Trail runners for the win. I mean, this was the first time I got my feet soaked, and socks are a little bit damp. Feet are definitely kind of soggy, but hey, it worked. And now it's time to go home.